Are you an insurance agent that's looking for a really good CRM and you need a dialer? Well, you found the right video. I've got a friend in the industry here, somewhere over at ProspectBoss, and she's going to kind of dive into what this may help you do to find some success. So, Summer, say hey, and thanks for joining with us here.
Hey, thanks for having me on today.
I appreciate you. So, you guys just released a brand new dialer. Integrated with a CRM now, where in the past you guys were pretty much just a dialer company. Is that correct?
Yeah, we have always been a dialer and a CRM, but it was hard to coin it being a true one because we are more campaign based versus contact centric, which is kind of may seem a little redundant or confusing to people in the industry who use CRMs. Just how the company started, and we are navigating to being an actual one. There's still a roadmap of features to be added, but we're just going to discuss some of the new ones that are available on the current system update today. But yeah, we've always kind of combined the concept of dialing and then also storing customer data and being able to prospect based on having all of your systems in one place. We've just updated it a little bit more with the times and what having a CRM truly means.
Absolutely. And so many insurance agents need a good CRM, and it's good for them to know what you guys can do for them, and it's powerful. Me personally, do I use a CRM? No, I do not. For those of you watching, run a national agency partnering with amazing agents. We sell life, sell Medicare, sell annuities at jasonfinalexpense.com. And yes, a lot of top producers do not use a CRM because we use fresh leads and we can use our fingers, myself included. But that doesn't mean we don't have a ton of agents that use the Prospect Boss dialing system and have done so for years. So CRMs are great for the right agent if that's you. So full disclosure for you out there. All right. CRMs can be really good to keep you managed, especially if you're messy, right? And let's face it, somewhere a lot of insurance agents are a little messy. So let's talk about your CRM's dialed in now, integrated with your dialer, and your dialer's been around for a long time. You guys have been around how long? Just so the audience kind of has an idea that you guys
12
aren't so Johnny come
years.
lately. And most of the CRM companies that now integrate dialing into it can sometimes be a little clunky. They're just kind of a white labeled version of you know what out there, and they'll charge you about $100 just for the CRM, and then you have to pay for your minutes. That can cost you a lot of money. It really can. It's nice to be able to have dialers integrated. So, what does your CRM really dynamically do? Maybe different than a lot of the competitors out there.
Yeah, well, I would say first the two being connected, it being a month-to-month service, but those are some of the just concrete facts. But with our new features, we got some really cool ones. We right now with the new system have the availability to tell you the best time to call leads. This is on our new enhanced dashboard, so you can see your call statistics, your recent activity, your appointment calendars, your hot list, and all of that information just quickly at a glance. So you are able to know when the best time to call is, in short. So most people, from what I've heard at talking to agents at conferences and doing these types of YouTube shows, they like to prospect first thing in the morning, but maybe that's not the time that their leads are actually answering the phone. So with this feature, you can be able to tell when your leads are actually picking up the phone, like when the optimal times are. So that way you can do the tasks that you can do solely, or you can, do team meetings or anything else, go to appointments, etc., and then maybe just pick another time to prospect if that time that you were doing it isn't actually that beneficial for you.
It's huge. You guys have a best time to call dashboard to kind of help agents know decisively when they should really work, right? And there's no substitute for working for those of you watching. If you're in the insurance industry, this is a contact sport. The action fixes your problems. You've got to be about dialing and smiling and pushing through. You can't go, oh, the best times to call is this hour. It's going to take you out. So you got to be working for sure. But this is nice to know that you've got that integrated where they can be intentional about their dial time. So maybe their dial time will be set apart a little bit
Mhm.
so that they can hopefully get a lot more people picking up because it's frustrating when you're dialing and nobody's picking up. That can be debilitating for agents.
Yeah, and going into that, we also have a personal dashboard. So
Mhm.
you can set call goals for yourself, and there's an overall call rating for the last 14 days. So you could take it a couple weeks at a time and review those two dashboards and see when was the best time to call, and then your actual call statistics from that data. So once you maybe get a better time to call established, then you can see how you are accomplishing your goals throughout that process once you maybe have altered your schedule and then now doing the best time to call.
That's huge. That's such a help to a lot of reps. I mean, a lot of agents really need a CRM and a dialer platform, and you guys have done dialers the way they should be done for a long time. I mean, as many years as you've done it, a lot of these companies are just Johnny come lately, and they can be kind of clunky. They really can. And, so it's kind of nice that you guys have that integration to kind of track their activity, because money's got the best chance of following high activity.
Yeah, and we definitely just like to make it easier for the agent. We do, have the white glove type of service. We
Mm.
onboard you, we have hands-on tech where if you're having an issue, call into our tech support line and Eric can help guide you through your issue. He uses this system where he can go into your computer basically, obviously with your permission, and just help you walk through how to do it. We use another CRM ourselves, a bigger scale one, and that company has really good customer service and they are able to do the same for me. So anybody who struggles with technology like I do, that's definitely very helpful so that you're not just getting frustrated and using chatbots. We do have a chatbot, but so that's not like your only source of getting help or scheduling a call and then no one actually calling you, stuff like that, that I've experienced with companies, different tech related things. So we try to be very hands-on and like you said, we're here, agents can be messy and we're here to help you work. It's all about like optimizing your time. We're not trying to overload you with all this tech complicated technology, being like, oh, we're the best, we're the most robust. Our system is so complicated you can't even use it. Like that's the exact opposite of what we try to do. We try to keep it short and simple and sweet here. So
Simple is important, Summer, for agents that are just starting or even veteran agents. We want simple and we want, let's make it short and sweet. Let's not spend a week trying to figure out the beepity beep 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 CRM, right? And a lot of people get drug into this artificial intelligence stuff where it's like,
mhm.
oh, this special robot is now going to call all my clients and I can sit back and nothing's further from the truth. It'll actually get people to press 1 to never call them again and you're losing money on before you even had a chance to reach out. I mean, a lot of agents take the bait. You're paying extra money for a white labeled, little robot, whatever places want to call them. Be careful for those of you in the audience watching. Don't pay money for things that you don't need, right? If it's needed, then do it. But you got to keep the first things the first things. And when you're looking at a CRM and a dialer, you got to have it be simplistic so that you can just do the simple work. The business isn't easy, whether it's in
Yeah.
insurance sales or real estate sales. No matter what your widget is that you sell, you got to keep it easy. And the fact that you guys have kept it about the first things, which is dialing and connecting and helping the consumers. That's a big help to agents having white glove service because most places outsource all their stuff. It's bot driven or someone will get back to you when they can, and that's not good.
Hmm.
So I'm glad you guys have taken that customer service route instead of let's just push a white labeled product and charge you almost $100 for it. Because a lot of CRMs have really gone up in price and they're pushing that on the consumers and they do the value ads, right? Which are nothing but add-ons. Um, Highly lucrative though.
Yeah. And we try to keep it relevant to what the customer needs because we definitely have different features and we have emails and texts and stuff and marketing automations within the system, but with different, I just mean like for our real estate agents, we got different data and stuff that you can use. And for insurance, the same. But that's if you want it, because a lot of
Sure.
people try to get you to purchase all in one thing or one time, a lot of stuff that's not relevant to you, like you said. And some people, they just like, hey, I want a dialer. I want to be able to send texts. I want to be able to send emails. All right, we got you covered. And that's all you need. All right. There you go. Like we can do just that. You don't have to do anything extra. You don't have to pay money for something that you're not using. Times are tough right now, and I know that I'm feeling it personally. We all are. So we just are trying to help you optimize your time and help you make money, really.
Optimizing is big. I mean, your guys' name at Prospect Boss, you guys have always been about prospecting, not about sending, all your leads into a CRM and spending a week trying to figure it out. Some of these CRMs are so complicated. I mean, I've seen a lot of different CRMs in my career. I've used a couple of them. In my past, I've, looked at some of them in my present. Most of them are really complicated. Your head's going to hurt. And you got to constantly like,
Yeah.
how do I do this? How do I do that? Like, I'm stuck. Like it keeps you from moving. And
Yeah, then
action's
you're
going to fix
behind.
everything.
Yeah, and then you're behind on closing your deals, following up with your
Exactly.
leads because you've been spending all your time trying to figure out a new system. Anytime we do any changes internally, it always kind of backlogs us a little bit. So we try to keep our system, relatively easy to use. We have plenty of these how-to tutorial videos on YouTube as well, and we're trying to integrate more of that educational content on our other social media channels. So we're just trying to help you navigate the system and then make it easier to use.
Prospect focused. I mean, you guys have always been a company that's been focused on prospecting. And that's, the old saying, the more hands you shake, the more money you make. It's the truth. Like you got to be handling your prospecting if you want a chance of making profitability. In this industry, anyone that's in the sales space, we know it's not guaranteed. It's an eat
Hmm.
what you kill kind of industry. And just keeping it simple for those of you watching, keep it simple when you're dialing and dialing and dialing. And not everybody's got to use a dialer. Like, I don't use one. I don't use a dialer. I don't use a CRM. That's okay. Right. But a lot of
Hmm.
agents need a good CRM like this. They need a good dialer and they don't need to be paying for a white labeled version with, some things that are just kind of complicated. It can create a mess. If you want to make money,
Yeah.
you got to kind of keep your world small and just focus on one thing at first. And that's prospecting, use a good CRM that does the texting, does the email marketing, and then just go do more of it. And
Yeah.
it's a seamless thing. Now, what else do you guys have? I know you guys have done some pretty groundbreaking things with a lot of agents that have gotten their number flagged as like spam likely, right? That's something that's very common. Within your CRM and your dialer for insurance agents and real estate agents as well, what have you done to mitigate that risk? Because agents won't make a lot of money if they're calling people and it goes straight to voicemail because they got flagged as spam.
Yeah. So I was sitting with our sales rep for the company yesterday, actually, and she had a call, and the customer said, "Hey, I think my calls are being marked as spam. What can I do?" And I was like, "Oh, I get to hear the pitch in real life."
Right.
But yeah, so we have stir, shaken, spam likely fixed. The two are similar, but not to be combined or confused with one or the other. But the SEC came out with regulations in early 2022 that flag your calls based on duration. So the length of your calls whenever you are prospecting. So if you're prospecting and it's a short call because someone's not interested, or maybe they are, but just a very short call, then you could set them off. And then also the amount of calls you make per hour, especially if you're using a triple line dialer. We're known for being triple line, but we are at the moment recommending going to our two line dialer because you just have a better chance of not being flagged. And then spam likely is just, your calls got marked as spam. Whenever you were prospecting, you got someone on the wrong day, they were not in the mood, so they
Right.
reported your number. So what we do is you pay us a one-time fee, and then we can register your number with the DID. It's called a DID registration, so that it's registered with the most popular mobile phone carriers, and that reduces your chance of being marked as spam. So the stir, shake, and fixes, we recommend getting 5 outbound phone numbers. You can get more than that if you need. We do have an internal system limit, but I do know people who have a couple more than 5. But we recommend starting out with at least 5. They're $3 each, and this rotates your calls, sorry, it rotates your number every 40 calls. So those two features combined can help you combat both of those issues, and they'll increase your pickup rate so that you are actually on the phone talking to your prospects, because we were finding that our sales, full transparency, were down on. Then people were saying, my calls aren't going through, and There something's wrong with your dialer, something's wrong with the leads, because not everyone even uses our leads. They might be part of a team that has them internally. They're like, something is wrong with your dialer. And we're like, well, we don't know of anything that's going on. So we did some internal researching and we found out that that was the problem. And this has definitely been a significant help to our company and then to our customers too, because they're actually able to call their prospects. Because before, it depends. If it's like a spam likely issue, then that's an issue of getting a voicemail. If it's a stir shaken issue, then it's an issue of the call literally not even going through. So with those two combined, we've seen a lot of improvement in the industry with our customers and a lot of good success stories and testimonials with them.
That's big. I mean, being able to get an agent from a place where you're showing up as spam and a lot of your calls aren't going through, to be able to fix that, that can help agents find success, and even real
Mhm.
estate agents that are using your dialer to really prospect. It's a problem when you get flagged if the majority of your calls aren't going through. For those of you watching, think about what kind of money you're not going to make from
Yeah.
having that happen. It's important to have, good clean numbers. It's not going to get easier in the industry. It will get simple for those of you watching to keep moving. But a lot of folks don't know what they don't know, and then these problems
Mhm.
happen. So that's awesome that you guys do that. What are some other maybe features and benefits to a consumer do they need to know about with your new CRM and dialer that you guys have released here?
Yeah, so now you can create and assign tags to your leads. So for you insurance agents out there, you could tag someone as final expense, or they need home and auto, they are a Medicare, and we think life insurance. So you can I saw one that was interesting on our demo, smoker, non-smoker, little tags like that, and then you can create an actual automation based off of that tag. So say you have a Medicare automation going out, and an automation meaning a text and an email chain, because now you can that we just have a new template area for those, and then you could see what it actually looks like in our how-to videos. But you can send an email, and then you can delay time, you can send a text. You don't even have to delay time, you could send like two emails and two texts, flip-flop
Great.
between the both. With the emails, you can do a branded header now. So I know that I always like brand our emails with some funny picture that I can get, and then I'll do or irrelevant or funny depending on the content of the email, and then I'll do a branded area for it so that it's coming from us. And then you can, do that internally. So say you're part of an agency like Jason's, you could put his logo up there on your email, and then you can send a text right after. And on the text, I believe you can send a GIF, which is fun because a lot of people like those to kind of break up the monotony of sales and prospecting, and everything seems so daunting. But yeah, we have some features where you can like change the adjustments of emails. You can bold or italicize the font, like any e email CRM. But this is just a big, like any CRM, sorry. But this is just a big deal for us because it's a lot more features than we had in the past, and it's just very, very simple. I made a video, last week about how to just create a very simple email. And I think it's just going to be extremely effective for those who maybe you do know how to work a very advanced system, but you're like, I don't have time to do all that all the time. Or maybe you've literally never worked a CRM before. And you're like, yay, now like I could figure out how to do it really easily. So, whichever end of the spectrum you are on, we definitely got you covered with that.
It's nice that you
You
guys have those
can.
templates.
Yeah. Yeah, I think templates are very helpful. We have some that we do when I'm, reaching out to conferences to say, we're interested in meeting exhibitors. I have, ones that go out to our different industries that we work with. Internally, I have some for holidays. So someone who does send out emails all the time, I do know and feel your pain of having to do that. So it just helps escalate and make the process a lot easier if you do already have templates saved.
Absolutely. And your branding is awesome too for an agent. It's like, listen, hey, I'm not really familiar with a lot of tech, and the fact that you guys do
Hmm.
the white glove service and take care of them and help them with some of their branding so that it really gives their best presentation when they get in front of that client. And then to be able to have the best times to call, that's kind of nice because then you can schedule your email and all the other fun things that you can automate, schedule it for when the best time that they're actually going to take a look at it and saying, instead of maybe swipe left, like I do a lot in my day, swipe left, swipe left,
Yeah.
swipe left. It's nice if you got an, hey, this is the best time that they're going to pick up. Let's push the button then. I mean, that's pretty genius.
Yeah.
And to be branded professionally instead of just generic, make you stand
Yeah,
out.
just, a normal email looks like it literally could have come from anyone. Because that's the one thing too, as someone who works in a more corporate position, when I get emails from people and it's not branded at all, or they don't have any kind of like signature or something, I'm like, who are you? Like, is this position real or is it even spam? You know how things are these days.
And
So
blankety
I
blank
think
at
that's
gmail.com, right? The prince of
yeah.
blankety blank over there
Yeah.
isn't
It's like
legit.
I own this random website and I want to do this, and it's like, who are you? So we try to, keep ours in line. And it also, with that being said, like configures with Outlook, Gmail, and I think another one, but I'm not gonna say because I can't remember. But
Sure.
um, I think that was already a feature that we had, but just to drop that in there for those of you who may be new. But yeah, you can start with configuring it to whatever service that you're using and then just go from there. And then you can do a simple email or you can use our advanced editor. It's really up to you and how much effort and time you want to put into it.
Absolutely. Now, for a lot of those that are watching, you probably, may have dipped your toe into creating your own final expense Facebook leads or making your own life insurance leads, and you're using Facebook as the platform. You're paying for your ad spends, all that fun stuff. How easy is it? Because I know the answer here, but the audience needs to know how easy is it for them to integrate their Facebook campaigns with your dialer and CRM so they can now go at it once they get those leads coming in? How does that work for someone creating their own Facebook leads that wants to use you as a phone
Yeah.
platform?
So you can even do a push from Zapier to put the Facebook lead data into your CRM straight from there. And then I even did a guide. I can put it in the description to, I did a blog on how to upload your own audience to Facebook. That's not exactly relevant to any new features. I just thought I would throw that out there, of how to
Really?
upload a custom audience that you may have. So maybe leads that you got from wherever, that are, safe and scrubbed. You can upload those into Facebook actually, and then you can put them there. And you could put your ad creative and everything and run that with a budget, etc. But and as far as our new features, you can do a Zapier push, and from Facebook, you can either also do it from another CRM as well. But I just know that so many people are using Facebook in the industry. It's been around. I grew up using Facebook, you know. It was like when I was in high school, that was the thing. It just came out at that time. So we all use it. We all have it. And you probably use it to prospect, especially if you're an agent, because that's where a lot of your sphere might be. So you can definitely just push that data around into your CRM and get to prospecting that way too.
It's so neat. Thank God nobody's still in the MySpace world, right? It's like, hello, big echo chamber, right? For those that,
The song option on MySpace was hilarious. I always think that more social media should do that now. You know what I'm talking about, where you could go to
absolutely.
their profile and a song would play.
Yes. It's like dating ourselves, right? I tell you, it is what it is. It's just like in the insurance industry, technology, as much as some of us may fight it a little bit, it's here to stay. Um, this automation stuff, they'll be careful of it, my friends. Those that think that
Hmm.
somehow this robot's gonna make your life so much easier, you're gonna lose money on leads doing that stuff. It's just not worth the spend, in my opinion. It's not like the artificial intelligence that maybe you would think of from Chat GPT, where it's so smooth. It's a completely different robot here. Okay, talking to your consumers, they know it's fake. You don't want to spend a lot of money on that, but technology can be good for the right agent for sure.
Hmm.
If they need dialers and CRMs, it's a force multiplier for the right person, especially if you're calling a bunch of aged leads, right? Or you got a bunch of data, you got thousands and thousands of leads. A double line dialer, that's going to help you be more efficient and, hopefully have a better chance of finding profitability because you're dialing two as one now, right? You're really leaning in, and it's a big deal. Don't be afraid of
Yeah.
technology. I started the insurance industry a long, long time ago, and when I went on my field trips, as I called them, to go get signatures, we used MapQuest, right? Printed off MapQuest. It's
Oh
horrible.
my
I'm dating
gosh.
myself. You remember those days?
Yeah,
Hideous,
so when we go
right?
on vacation, I live in Georgia, so growing up,
Yeah.
going to various places in Florida, typically, my mom would always have the map quest printed out, ready to go on her desk,
Yes.
and everything printed, and then she would depend on my dad to read it out, or vice versa while they were driving.
Mm.
And if you miss a turn back then, well, good grief.
Right, exactly,
You
right?
didn't have maps rerouting you within a couple of seconds. But even maps glitches, because yesterday I was did a turn because I couldn't do the one that she was wanting, and then it was like kept saying, and I'm like, girl, okay, you need to reroute. But that just shows you how far we've come with technology. Now that I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, there's a delay in the reroute when you used to, if you made a wrong turn, you're like, oh crap, like you're just reading off a paper.
Absolutely. And then now we all have GPS. I love my GPS. I had one of the first ones that came out. They were only like the Hertz rental cars, right? And then I got like the first version. This is amazing, right? And I fought it at first. And then once you have that technology, you're like, how did I ever live without this? Right. And that's where
Yes.
if you have simple tools that can help take you to the next level, that's what you want. It's not about having all these upcharges where it's like, oh, I paid for my CRM
Hmm.
and now I got to pay for this. And then I got to pay for my data. And then I got to pay for this. And it's like, next thing you know, you're going, what just happened? And then
Yeah.
you don't even have enough money to buy leads because all your money is going into what? A CRM. You don't even have enough clients, right? That's why I
Yeah.
say like agents that are looking at getting a CRM by itself, you need to have around 100 clients. You need to have
Hmm.
at a minimum 50 before you go buying a CRM. What are you managing? 50 people? You can have 50 manila folders and you're fine, right? You're putting your money in the
Yeah.
wrong place. Not that there's not a place for a CRM, right? But a dialer for the right agent, if you got a compliant lead that you can use a dialer on, why the heck not? Two
Hmm.
phones going at it and you're one agent sitting back taking care of business. That's a blessing for you, as opposed to me using my fingers, or using one phone and going at it. There's a you know, different advantage, right? For the right person.
Yeah. So that way, if you do have the budget and you do have the amount of leads, like you said, that way all of your data is just there in one place because we really
Absolutely.
do pride ourselves on being the one true serum dollar combination on the market
Absolutely.
because some of the others on there, they may have some features that are a little bit better than ours, but they may not do both things. And I've talked to some agents and they're like, yeah, I like this one company, but geez, like, it's expensive and I can only do half of the things. And sometimes, you just want something that's simple that's going to do the job so that when you can do it and then be done with your day, because as much as we all like to hustle and grind, that doesn't need to be our entire lives. So we just try to make that a little simpler for everybody out there.
Absolutely. It's so important. Well, are there any other features that we need to share with the audience that you need to share with them, or anything else we missed possibly?
Um,
Or
we have like create and save call settings. So, if you have different settings for different clients, maybe some people like a little louder, a little softer. You can save those settings. While you're doing calls under our calling system, you can send those texts and emails too. You can add tags to people, or I'm sorry, to prospects while they're talking on the phone. Or say you call them, they don't answer, you can go ahead and send that email underneath that. So like the call is here, and then you can do the email and everything. Right, it's right underneath it while you're calling. You can go ahead and send it and move on because maybe they were busy at that time. But we have a roadmap of different features that are going to be added to the new system. But with any software update, things are going to take time. So these are the most relevant ones at the moment, but there will definitely be more to come in the future.
excellent. Well, thanks for coming on, Summer. I appreciate you educating the audience. And how do they reach you if they're like, hey, I want to explore this CRM and dialer? What do they need to do to be able to get in contact with you? Then they go into prospectboss.com. What's the best way for them?
Yeah, so our phone number is 1-800-662-4009. Our direct sales number is 912-491-2497. We have different you could do like sales at prospectboss.com. You can do accounting at prospectboss.com if you have any billing issues or want to add anything to your account. So we just have a couple different ways. We also have social media at prospectboss.com CRM for Facebook, Prospect Boss for Instagram, and yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you. And if anybody needs anything at all, jasonfinalexpense.com. Summer, thank you so much for educating the audience. I appreciate you.